I woke up that Sunday morning and knew instantly something was terribly wrong. My body felt strange, unnatural. There was pressure down there, intense pressure that refused to fade. I waited, thinking it would pass like it always did. But minutes turned into 10, then 20, then 30. Nothing changed. The pressure grew stronger, harder, more painful. My heart started racing. This was not normal. This was not how things worked. I tried to stay calm, telling myself it would go away soon. But deep down, fear crept into my chest like cold water. I looked at the clock. 6:15 a.m. The sun barely breaking through my curtains. And I was trapped in my own body, unable to understand what was happening to me. Something inside me whispered the truth I did not want to hear. This was not going away. I sat up slowly, pain shooting through me like electricity. Every movement made it worse. I stood, thinking maybe standing would help. It did not. I paced around my small room, back and forth, back and forth. Cold sweat dripped down my back. My hands shook. I tried splashing cold water on my face, hoping the shock would reset my system somehow. Nothing worked. The erection remained, stronger than ever, painful beyond anything I had experienced. This was not desire. This was not arousal. This was pure, terrifying pain. My mind raced through possibilities. Was this a dream? Would I wake up from this nightmare? But the clock kept ticking. 7 a.m. now. Over an hour had passed. My body refused to listen to me. I felt trapped, helpless, like a prisoner inside myself. And the worst part was the shame burning through my chest that I grabbed my phone with trembling fingers and typed desperately into the search bar. The results made my blood run cold. Words jumped out at me like knives. Medical emergency. Permanent damage. Loss of function. For hours. 6 hours. Tissue death. I read testimonies from men who waited too long, men who lost everything because they were too embarrassed to seek help. My stomach twisted into knots. This was real. This was serious. This could destroy my future. The articles all said the same thing. Do not wait. Do not delay. Every minute counts. But how could I tell anyone? How could I explain this? My parents were in the next room. My younger sister was home. How could I face them with this problem? The shame felt heavier than the pain. Yet the warnings screamed louder. I was running out of time. I stopped pacing and forced myself to think. When did this start? How did I get here? My mind rewound like a broken cassette tape, searching for answers. Then it hit me. Yesterday. Yesterday afternoon. The day that felt so normal, so harmless. The day I thought was just another Saturday with my friends. I remembered waking up yesterday morning feeling perfectly fine. No problems. No warnings. Just another weekend day in our neighborhood. The sun was bright. The air smelled like fried meat from the neighbor's house. My friends were already outside playing football when I joined them around noon. Everything was perfect. We laughed. We joked. We talked about girls and football and stupid things that did not matter. Nothing felt dangerous. Nothing felt wrong. But somewhere in those harmless hours something happened. Something that led me here. Saturday afternoon was beautiful. The kind of day that made you forget all your worries. Gabriel, Harvey, George and I sat under the big tree near the football field. We had just finished a match, sweating and laughing about how badly George missed that final goal. The sun felt warm on our skin. Cold pure water bottles in our hands. Everything felt right with the world. We talked about everything and nothing. Gabriel told jokes that made us laugh until our stomachs hurt. Harvey showed us videos on his phone. George argued about which Premier League team was the best. I felt alive, carefree, completely unaware that danger was already creeping closer. Then it started. A dull ache behind my eyes. Just a small headache at first. I ignored it, thinking it would pass. But it grew stronger, sharper, pounding inside my skull like drums. I rubbed my temples, trying to make the pain stop. Gabriel noticed immediately. He always noticed things like that. He was the caring one in our group, always trying to help. "Guy, you good?" he asked, concern in his voice. I tried to smile through the pain. "Just headache. Nothing serious." But the pounding got worse. My vision blurred slightly. The sunlight suddenly felt too bright. Gabriel reached into his pocket and pulled out a small medicine container. "My brother takes this when he gets headaches. Works fast. You want?" I looked at the container. No label. No name. Just plain white plastic. For a second, something inside me hesitated. A tiny voice whispered, "Ask what it is. Ask what it does." But the pain was so strong, and I trusted Gabriel. He was my friend. Why would he give me something bad? So I nodded. "Yeah, let me try it." Gabriel led me to his house, just 2 streets away. His parents were not home. His brother was out. The house was quiet and cool, a relief from the hot sun. He went to the kitchen and came back with a cup of water and 1 small white pill. No questions asked. No explanations given. Just, "Take this. You will feel better soon." I stared at the pill in my palm. It looked harmless. Just a tiny white circle. How dangerous could it be? My head pounded harder, demanding relief. I lifted the pill to my mouth and swallowed it with water. It went down smooth and easy. Gabriel smiled. "Give it 15 minutes. You will be fine." I nodded, trusting him completely. We sat there talking while I waited for the medicine to work. And slowly the headache began to fade. The pressure behind my eyes lifted. The pain dissolved like sugar in water. I felt relief wash over me. "See? I told you," Gabriel said proudly. I thanked him, grateful and completely clueless. The rest of Saturday passed like a dream. The headache disappeared completely. We went back outside, played more football, and laughed at more jokes. The evening came with its cool breeze and orange sky. We bought burgers and chocolates from the shop at the corner. Everything felt perfect again. I went home around 7 p.m., tired but happy. My mother asked how my day was. I told her it was great. My father watched television in the sitting room. My sister was doing homework. Normal family evening. Normal life. I ate supper, ground beef with macaroni noodles and cheesy sauce, then went to my room. I scrolled through my phone, watched videos, chatted with friends online. Nothing felt wrong. Nothing felt different. Around 10 p.m., I said my prayers and went to bed. I fell asleep thinking about tomorrow, about church service, about seeing my crush after the service. I had no idea what was already happening inside my body. No warning. No sign. Just peaceful sleep before the nightmare began. Now here I was, back in the present, staring at my reflection in the mirror. 2 hours had passed since I woke up. The pain was unbearable now. Sharp, constant, merciless. I could barely think straight. Every second felt like an hour. I knew I needed help, but the shame held me like chains. How do you tell your parents this? How do you explain this to anyone? But the articles I read kept flashing in my mind. Permanent damage. Tissue death. Loss of function forever. Those words terrified me more than any embarrassment. I imagined my future destroyed because I was too ashamed to speak today. I imagined being 25, 30, 40, living with the consequences of this one morning. And suddenly the shame felt smaller than the fear. My hands still shook, but I knew what I had to do. I had to tell someone. I had to get help now. I grabbed my phone and called Gabriel. My voice came out shaky and desperate. "Guy, I need your help. Something is wrong with me." Gabriel sensed the panic immediately. His casual tone disappeared. "Frederick, what happened? Talk to me." I struggled to find the words. How do you say this? But there was no time for shame anymore. "That medicine you gave me yesterday. Something is wrong. I woke up this morning and I have an erection that will not go down. It has been over 2 hours now. The pain is terrible. I searched online and everything says it is an emergency." Silence on the other end. Then Gabriel's voice came back, shaking now too. Jesus Christ. Frederick, that medicine was not for headaches. My brother uses it for something else. I thought it was just painkillers. I did not know. My heart dropped into my stomach. What do you mean? What was it? Gabriel's voice cracked. We need to get you to the hospital. Right now. I am coming to get you. Gabriel arrived at my house 15 minutes later. I had already told my parents something was wrong, that I needed to go to the hospital urgently. I did not give details. I could not. My mother's face filled with worry. My father grabbed his car keys immediately. But Gabriel insisted he would take me, that his cousin who worked at the hospital would help us faster. My parents agreed reluctantly, telling me to call them as soon as I knew what was happening. The ride to the hospital felt like the longest journey of my life. Gabriel drove faster than I had ever seen him drive. Every bump in the road sent pain shooting through my body. I sat in the passenger seat, bent over, teeth clenched, trying not to scream. Gabriel kept apologizing, kept saying he did not know, kept promising everything would be okay. But I could hear the fear in his voice too. We both knew this was serious. 3 hours now since I woke up. How much damage had already happened? We rushed into the emergency room. The nurse took one look at my face and knew this was urgent. No long questions. No waiting in line. She called a doctor immediately. I was taken to a private room. The doctor was a young man, maybe 30 years old, with kind eyes and a calm voice. He did not judge. He did not lecture. He just listened as I explained everything. When I finished, he nodded seriously. You have a condition called priapism. It is a medical emergency. An erection that lasts more than 4 hours can cause permanent damage to the tissues. You are at 3 hours now, which means we caught it just in time, but we need to act fast. Those words hit me like a punch. Priapism. Permanent damage. Just in time. The doctor continued explaining while preparing treatment. This usually happens because of certain medications that affect blood flow. The medicine your friend gave you was likely meant for erectile dysfunction. It is not meant for young men with normal function. Taking it caused this reaction. As the medical team worked to treat me, the doctor took a moment to educate me on what I should have done. Listen carefully, Frederick, because this information could save your life or someone else's life someday. If you ever experience an erection lasting more than 4 hours, these are the steps. First, seek emergency medical help immediately. Do not wait. Do not hope it will fix itself. Every minute counts. Second, do not try to fix it yourself through sexual activity or release. That will not work and could make things worse. Third, avoid taking any more medication, especially alcohol or pills, thinking they will help. They will not. Fourth, apply ice packs to your inner thighs while waiting for help. This can sometimes reduce blood flow. But most importantly, call for professional medical help right away. Do not let embarrassment stop you from saving yourself. This is not about shame. This is about your future. I listened carefully, wishing I had known this information yesterday. The treatment worked. After an hour of careful medical intervention, the priapism was resolved. The relief was immediate and overwhelming. But the doctor was not finished with me yet. He sat down and looked me straight in the eyes. Frederick, you were lucky today. Very lucky. But this could have been prevented entirely. Never, ever take medication that was not prescribed to you by a doctor. Never take pills from friends, no matter how much you trust them. Never swallow something without knowing exactly what it is and what it does. Always read labels. Always ask questions. If you have a headache, take paracetamol that you know is paracetamol. If the pain is serious, go to a clinic or hospital. Your life is too valuable to risk on unknown pills. What happened to you today could have destroyed your future permanently. Remember that. His words sank deep into my soul. I nodded, unable to speak. Gabriel stood in the corner, tears in his eyes, guilt written all over his face. The doctor addressed him too. And you, young man, Never give medication to anyone without knowing what it is. Even with good intentions, you can cause serious harm. I left the hospital that afternoon a changed person. My parents came to pick me up after Gabriel called them and explained everything. The ride home was quiet. My mother held my hand. My father kept looking at me through the rearview mirror. When we got home, I sat them down and told them the full truth. Everything. The headache. The pill. The nightmare that followed. My father was angry not at me, but at the situation. My mother cried, thanking God I was okay. That night, lying in my bed, I thought about how close I came to losing everything. One pill. One careless decision. One moment of not asking questions. And my entire future almost disappeared. Now, weeks later, I share this story not for pity, but as a warning. To every young person out there, please learn from my mistake. Never take unprescribed medication. Always ask what you are swallowing. Trust medical professionals, not assumptions. And if you ever face a medical emergency, seek help immediately, no matter how embarrassing it feels. One pill. One mistake. One lesson I will never forget. Do not let this happen to you. If you like more of this type of stories, please like and subscribe to Medicore Stories by Dr. Charles. Stay tuned for the next story.